So we are now in Parashat Chayei Sarah. And it's interesting that the first time that Sarah actually takes a big title in the Torah is when she's passing. When she dies, seems to be pretty passive as a person. She's not doing much, actually. And perhaps I want to say that it seems like that is really the contrary. And it's also the reason why it is called Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah, not the death of Sarah, although she's dying. The Torah says in the beginning of the parasha that Sarah lived for 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. And all the commentaries are asking, why can't you just say 127 years? And the commentary are explaining that the Torah wants to tell us that she was at 100 years old as pretty as a 20-year-old and as a 7-year-old. And what I want to ask is, what is so important to teach us about the beauty of Sarah when she's 100 years old, like she was like a 20-year-old? And I think that what's more important here is not about her physical beauty, but rather the spirit, the beauty of her spirit. Sarah is the first Jewish woman, and that parasha is a tribute to the Jewish mother. She was at 100 years old as pretty and beautiful and handsome as a 20-year-old and as innocent as a 7-year-old. And I think that is the most important thing we want to teach us about her, is that the real beauty of youth, it's in ability to believe everything is possible, to believe that they can do the changes that are required in the world, and they believe that they are relevant, more relevant than ever. They are not affected by the limit of life and time, and they are even less affected by the obstacle that will rise in life. And I think that is what the Torah wants to tell us about Sarah, that Sarah was at 100 years old with the same passion, faith, and enthusiasm to change and to make a difference than a 20-year-old. And that is perhaps that tremendous faith that she had in life and in humanity. It's probably the most profound and important trait of a Jewish mother. You see, when she was 90-year-old, gave birth to Yitzchak, and at that moment, she rejuvenates in her spirit. She has a new clarity on who the Jewish people should be, who the land of Israel should belong to. She sends away Ishmael because she's clear that Yitzchak is the future of our nation. So she's completely focused about the future, and she's not behaving like an old 90-year-old woman, looking at her past and seeing the life achievements in the mirror. She's clearly see that her life is ahead of her. That faith in life, that faith in humanity, that faith in the Jewish people, it's probably the biggest legacy we have from Sarah Imenu. And therefore, I think that parasha is a tribute for the Jewish mothers. We see today all these Jewish mothers in Israel sending their children to the front. Obviously, the soldiers ought to be glorified because they are amazing, sacrificing their own life for the existence of the Jewish people and the land of Israel. This is absolutely extraordinary, but more or not less is the mothers at home. And I truly believe that if the mother wouldn't have faith in their own children, in their ability to make the difference that is needed, if they wouldn't have faith in the possibility of the world to be better tomorrow than it was yesterday, they wouldn't have sent their own children. And the soldiers wouldn't have the spirit and the faith in their own battle if their mother wouldn't believe in it so much. And the strength that we see in the soldiers today, and the sacrifice of Tzahal, and all these tzaddikim and all these amazing people sacrificing their life for us, for all the Jews around the world, and for Israel, it is actually in the faith of their mother. And that is what Chayei Sarah is. Look at the life of Jewish mothers. They are the soul of everything we see in the Jewish people. And so Chayei Sarah indeed carries its name properly. It talks about the death of Sarah, the passing of Sarah, but it's called the life of Sarah because what it teaches us is specifically about that idea that at 100 years old, she never lost faith like a 20-year-old has with the innocence of the 7-year-old.